On May 9, 2025, the world watched as India unleashed a series of daring airstrikes against Pakistan. This was no ordinary military operation, it was a decisive response to years of simmering tension and cross-border terrorism. India, for too long the victim of its neighbors' provocations, had finally chosen to act. This bold move signaled a new era in South Asia. India would no longer tolerate attacks on its soil. The Indian Air Force was mobilized with a clear objective: to strike at the heart of Pakistan's military infrastructure. The targets were carefully selected, airbases known to harbor terrorists and their infrastructure. This was not about random acts of aggression. This was about surgical strikes aimed at crippling Pakistan's ability to wage war against India. The element of surprise was crucial. IAF jets, under the cover of darkness, crossed the border undetected, their mission to deliver a swift and devastating blow that would send a clear message to Pakistan and the world. India was not afraid to defend its sovereignty. The operation unfolded with military precision. Rawalpindi, home to Pakistan's powerful military establishment, was among the first targets hit. The airbase at Chakwal, known for its training facilities for terrorists, was also struck. Sargodha, with its advanced fighter jets, was not spared. Rahim Yar Khan, Jacobabad, Sukur, Bolari and Shawkot, key airbases across Pakistan, were systematically targeted. The IAF, utilizing state-of-the-art technology, ensured minimal collateral damage. This was not about targeting civilians, this was about destroying the infrastructure that fueled terrorism. Runways were cratered, rendering them unusable. Hangars housing fighter jets were reduced to rubble. Sophisticated radar systems, the eyes and ears of Pakistan's air defense, were blinded. The message was clear. India now possessed the capability to strike deep inside Pakistan and inflict significant damage. The operation was a testament to the IAF's skill and courage. Pilots, facing enemy fire, executed their missions with unwavering resolve. They returned home as heroes, having dealt a significant blow to Pakistan's military capabilities. News of the strikes sent shockwaves across the globe. International media, initially skeptical, was soon forced to acknowledge the audacity and effectiveness of India's operation. Satellite images released by independent sources confirmed the extent of the damage inflicted. The global response was mixed. Some nations condemned India's actions, citing concerns about escalation. Others, however, expressed understanding for India's position. They acknowledged that India had the right to defend itself against terrorism. The United States, a key player in the region, found itself in a delicate position. While urging restraint, the US also acknowledged India's right to self-defense. The strikes had exposed the limitations of Pakistan's air defense systems, much to the concern of American strategists. The strikes forced the world to confront the reality of terrorism emanating from Pakistan. India, through its decisive action, had brought the issue to the forefront of global attention. The message was clear: the world could no longer afford to ignore Pakistan's role in sponsoring terrorism. Section 4. The Nuclear Shadow: Global Intervention and De-escalation. The spectre of nuclear war loomed large. Both India and Pakistan possessed nuclear weapons, and the possibility of escalation could not be ignored. The international community, acutely aware of the stakes, sprang into action. The United States, leveraging its diplomatic clout, initiated back-channel talks between the two countries. The message was clear: de-escalation was the only path forward. The world held its breath, hoping that cooler heads would prevail. After days of intense negotiations, a fragile ceasefire was agreed upon. Both sides, while maintaining their positions, agreed to step back from the brink. The crisis had been averted, but the underlying tensions remained. The world breathed a collective sigh of relief. The crisis had highlighted the terrifying consequences of a nuclear conflict. It had also underscored the importance of dialogue and diplomacy in managing volatile situations. Section 5. A new dawn shifting power dynamics in South Asia. The impact of the May 9th strikes reverberated throughout the region. India had demonstrated its willingness to take decisive action against those who threatened its security. Pakistan, on the other hand, found itself increasingly isolated. The strikes had emboldened India, projecting it as a regional power capable of defending its interests. Pakistan's image, however, suffered a significant blow. Its claims of harboring terrorist groups had been exposed, further damaging its reputation on the world stage. The strikes had also highlighted the growing disparity between the Indian and Pakistani armed forces. India's military modernization, coupled with its sophisticated weaponry, had given it a decisive edge over its neighbor. The May 9th strikes marked a turning point in India-Pakistan relations. The balance of power had shifted, and India was now calling the shots. The message was clear. Pakistan could no longer hope to achieve its objectives through the use of